What's up? Now, how you doing? Damn. How you doing, guys? Dual and Demon back with another one. And I'm with part 2 for What If Nagisa went to Denmachi. Now, if you haven't seen this series, I suggest going to part 1. And if you're wondering what's going on with everything else, I'll get to it eventually. Yeah, but, to all y'all who have been commenting on my vids, thank you very much. Makes me feel loved. Or hated, depending on what you say. Kidding. Anyway, figured I'd come back with the second part. You know, do the deed. The deed of doing the thing. I don't fucking know. I talk out of my ass most of the time. 1 second. Sorry, just pulling up the skill sheet I made for nagisa. Now, I'm not gonna go any for. Oh my god, these hiccups gonna be annoying. Okay. So, I'm not gonna keep talking my ass off. I'm gonna get into the what if now. Alright, sorry, I have to say something. Fuck. So, yes. No, for now, I'm gonna continue uploading for a little bit. But if I stop suddenly, it's cause... Fuck! It's cause school's starting up for me. Yes, I still go to school. Still not telling y'all fuckers how old I am, but... Fuck. Yeah, still not telling any of y'all how old I am. Yeah. Well... Anyway, yeah. Oh my god! Oh, I'm so sorry, I'm gonna have hiccups and yawning. Talking off my ass again. But yeah, if I stop suddenly, school starts back up and I have to get into the groove of waking up at 6 a.m. again. Let's get into this shit. We left off with Nagisa about to go into the dungeon with her cloak and dagger. Yeah, with her cloak and combat knife. Nagisa breezes past floor 1 with ease, using venomous for paralysis and neurotoxin. This neurotoxin shuts down your motor functions and combined with a lethal poison. So yeah, so basically one prick with a knife and stops moving, falls to the ground. A little bit later, dies. So Nagisa's just strolling down on floor 1, using her sneak, using stealth to just hide her presence, pricking monsters on the arm, and picking up the stones. She just walks past some of the monsters because she's pretty bored with them. She kills about 5 goblins on floor 1, 6 goblins on floor 2, 3 goblins on floor 3, and she's walking on floor 4 when she sees a white-haired boy run around the corner being chased by a minotaur. Now, the boy runs past Nagisa, who is in stealth right now, and so does the minotaur, and the minotaur chases him into a corner. The minotaur's beating on the wall, and Nagisa says, guess I have to be the hero. Nagisa comes out of stealth right next to the minotaur, pricks him on the arm with a knife, and the minotaur falls to the ground limp. Now, Then Nagisa uses body enhancement and slits the Minotaur's throat. Yep. Belle's standing there, and as Nagisa slits the throat, blood splatter drenches him. Drenches him in blood. Nagisa throws her hood back and says, "You okay, man?" Belle, hearing a shit ton of news around town from people hearing a bunch of news around town, and Hestia is talking about, "So, Belle, did you hear about that new Phantasma person? They're supposed to be a pretty deadly assassin. If you see him, try to recruit him. Even if I do love you a lot, we need more members." So yeah, Belle, that flashback, and Belle then just says, "Phantasma." Nagisa looks at him like, "You okay, man?" Puts her hand out and helps him up. Then Belle says, "Are you Mr. Phantasma?" Nagisa sighs and says, "Mrs." But because of fake out, it comes out Mrs. Phantasma. Actually, I think fucking fake out is the only skill Nagisa uses on a daily basis. Imagine fucking knife combat Nagisa in the kitchen. Fucking hilarious. Yeah. Anyway, Belle, a little bit flustered after realizing that he just got saved by a girl. He runs out of the dungeon screaming, "Ah!" Little bit, Nagisa flips her hood back up as eyes runs around the corner. Nagisa says, "I took care of this one." Eyes bows her head and says thanks, and then keeps going, clearing out the rest of the Minotaurs. Now, Nagisa picks up the Minotaur core and says, "This will probably fetch a good price." So, on her way back up, she kills some more goblins, getting not very much money, but for her first stage, is testing out the works. Now, when she gets back up to the Adventurers Guild, she's killed about, let's say she's killed 25 goblins in the Minotaur. So, this is already past the point where Anna and Belle met up. And she walks in and says, "Miss Anna, came to turn in my course for the day. Do you mind explaining the process?" She just screams this through the entire facility. And Miss Anna walks out and says, "Oh, Nagisa. How can I help you?" Nagisa says, "Well, I'd like you to explain to me how I turn in my course." Nagisa holds up the cores and the Minotaur, and then she says, "Oh, also this one." Holds up a Minotaur core, and it says, "How far down did you go?" She says, "Well, I was only on the 4th level, and I ran into a Minotaur. Are those not common?" "Well, I only did see one on my way back up." And when she says one, she means the one when she found Belle, because she was on her way up then. Anna says, "Minotaurs are on the 16th level." "And what was one doing on the 4th?" "Not sure. They're very dangerous monsters." Nagisa realizing this shit, she says, "Oh yeah, no wonder it gave me so much trouble." Although there was that white kid, that white-haired kid. Now that I think about it, he probably would have died. Nagisa says, no, but Aina says, "White-haired kid. Do you mean Belle?" Nagisa says, "Oh, is that his name? Huh. I guess that's it. He has red eyes? He has red eyes. Are we talking about the same person?" Nagisa says, Aina says, "Yeah, that describes Belle to a T. He's a pretty good kid. What up? He's actually I'm actually his dungeon advisor." Nagisa says, "Ah, that's nice. Miss Anna, do you mind doing me a favor, though?" Anna says, "Sure, what do you need?" "Well, I don't wanna, I would like your recommendation." "Recommendation for what?" "Well, I don't wanna be just a lone runner. I'd rather, you know, be in a familia. I don't want anything that's gonna be too taxing on on me financially or time-wise, because I still have a job as a barmaid at Mamma Mia's." "So, do you have any recommendations for Familia?" "Of course, I'd prefer it if I was able to actually get in with my current skill level. I know I'm not nothing. I know I'm not anything special." Once again, using fake out. Anna's just over here like, this kid is oblivious to their fucking almighty power. So yeah, Anna's like, "Sure, I'll help you find it. I'll gladly put in a word for you at a Familia. After all, you are fairly skilled in your own right." And Holly says, "Oh, Miss Anna, don't make me blush." He says, "Oh, Miss Anna, don't make me blush." Anna grabs Nagisa's head and starts patting, and starts just going, how do I explain this? Just one of those, like, not a head pat, but not a, just scruffing up her hair. Anna says, "Don't tease me. I'm your elder. Respect." Nagisa turns in her chorus while they're talking. And Aina says that she should be able to figure out a good familia in the next week or two. Now we're gonna switch to where Belle is. Because even though he's not the subject character of this what if, he still plays a good part. So Belle is walking into the Hestia's church. Oh, not the church him and Hestia live in. And he walks down to the bedroom where she finds Hestia reading a newspaper. Hestia says, "So, did you hear about this Phantasma guy? I heard he's probably the most skilled assassin in Araria." Belle says, "Yeah, I heard of him. I mean, her." Hestia looks at him and says, "What do you mean, her? It says in the paper it's a him." Belle says, "Well, I might have met said person, and she identified as a female." And Hestia says, "Wait, what do you mean you met Phantasma?" "Well, actually, I was attacked by a Minotaur today in the dungeon." Hestia runs up to Belle, starts feeling him up, says, "Where's the stab wounds? Are you okay?" Belle says, it's fine, it's fine. She saved me before I was hurt in any way. Essay says, what do you mean she saved you? Belle explains that when he was being attacked by the Minotaur, Nagisa came right up behind it with one poke into its skin. It dropped to the ground, seizing and paralyzed. And then with the slit, it's gone. And that's how the Minotaur crumbles. I added that last bit, that's not what Belle said. But Hesse says, they must be pretty strong then. How, if you could compare them to one adventure, who would you compare them to? First thing Belle says is Sword Princess. Really? That strong? I wonder what level they are, it doesn't say in the papers. And, yeah. So, Belle then has the updates, Belle's status, and he has the skill Argonaut. Not Argonaut. Realis phrase. That's the one. So yeah, Belle gets the skill from Nagisa. Fuck. Fuck. Alright, yeah. So switch back to Nagisa's perspective. She made about 14,000 bells, which really isn't as much as you'd think. It would probably. She didn't really kill many monsters for an entire day's work. Although that was just from the goblin. She got around 20,000 bells for the Minotaur core. Yeah, let's say that. So altogether, she got 34,000. She walks into Mamma Mia's place, and it's still surfing hours. So she walks in, puts the money in the register / counter. The money she made in the register counter, and puts on her maid's uniform. My God, speak, man. Puts on her maid's uniform. She starts, fooding people when Belle Crenell walks in. Nagisa puts the serving tray up to her head and walks over to Seer. It says, Seer, do you mind taking my tables for a little bit? Seer says, no can do, I have dish duty and I've taken your shifts all day today because you wanted to go out adventuring. Your job, not mine. Seer goes on her break. Seer's on her break right now. Nagisa, kind of not wanting to, goes over to Belle's table, still with the serving tray on her face, and says, Sir, what would you like today? Belle says, well, I'll take the spaghetti and a coffee. He says, is that all? No. She says, is that all? He says, yeah, that'll be it for now. Nagisa walks away, backing up slowly, not wanting to show Mr. Man her blue hair. And she gives the order to Mamma Mia. And then I have to look up her name, I'm sorry. I don't know what the fuck the elf's name is. Her name's Ryu Lian. Or Lion, I'm not sure how to pronounce the last name. So, Nagisa walks over to Ryu and says, Ryu, can you mind taking this to that boy over there? Ryu kind of ruffles Nagisa's hair a bit and says, "Ooh, we got a crush, nervous." And Nagisa says, "Ryu, please do this favor for me, and I will do the dishes on closing. Do the dishes on closing hour." Ryu takes the plate and says, say less," and serves Belle. That way Nagisa didn't have to. Then the Loki familia walks in and sits down at their table. And then Ai starts talking about how she ran into the most peculiar person in the dungeon today. Beth says, "Oh, really? Who's that? Don't tell me you saw the tomato guy running out." I says, "No, I'm talking about someone else. They had a dark hood on, and they seemed like a skeleton assassin." Beth says, "Wait, are you talking about that Phantasma guy?" Yeah. But I says, "Who?" "You know, Phantasma. You know, the guy who's meant to, he's supposed, the guy who's supposedly a top-rate assassin." I says, "Still don't know who you're talking about." Beth sighs and says, "They're known as Phantasma. They're supposedly the strongest knife wielder in Auraria. They're calling him the Dark King, ruler of the shadows or some shit. I don't know." Beth starts chugging ale. I says, "King of Shadows. Interesting." Belle's sitting here listening to me like, more like Queen of Shadows. Because, once again, SC. Fuck. I really hope you guys didn't just eardrum explode, because that shit hurt my eardrum. But, yes. But, Belle finishes his meal, and Ryu sees him out. Well, not sees him out. So, cleans up after him. And Nagisa serves the Loki family's table. And wait, I gotta check something real quick. Alright, I'm adding an effect to Viper. So, basically, Nagisa can project a predator instinct, and kind of, it's similar to the skill Fear. Yeah. So I just gotta pause real quick and go to edit that. Alright, so yeah. Nagisa's serving the Loki familia's table, and as she gives Bet some drinks, some more, as she takes Bet's mugs, or cups, I don't know what the hell to call them, and gives him a full one, Bet pulls a power move, as he would say. He wouldn't say it, but it sounds like his personality. He smacks said bootay and says, "Thanks, sweet cheeks." Nagisa snaps her head back and uses Viper's fear effect. Bet's outside the bar right now. Like, 5 seconds flat. Bet jumped out of his seat, ran his ass out the bar, sober as fuck right now. Now, and Viper's effect only works on a single target, so nobody else knows what happened. Nagisa looks over to Eyes and says, "Keep your mutt in control, please." And boink. Yep. So, yeah. Night ends, Nagisa does dishes and closes up the tavern. Midnight snack time. Nagisa's in the kitchen with her chef's knife, and she's doing some fucking acrobatic plays, flipping the knife upside down, fucking twirling the knife in her fingers. At one point, she threw the knife in the air. It was spinning, and Nagisa just had her hand out, and it did a pull the Zoro, and just went past her hand. But she caught it before it hit the ground. She just making her sandwich, doing some acrobatics with the knife. Mamma Mia comes down and sees it, and she's like, "The fuck? How these skills come from?" Nagisa says, Mamma Mia walks in and says, "What are you doing?" Nagisa freaks out a bit and says, "Ha!" Nearly drops the knife but catches it, thanks to thought enhancement. Nagisa says, "Oh, nothing, Mom. Just making a sandwich after a long day of work." Mamma Mia says, "Whatever you say, Nagisa." Yeah. This routine continues for a couple days. Like, say it continues for 5 days. Not Bell coming in, or the Loki Familia, but Nagisa goes to the dungeon, kills monsters, and comes back and takes her shift at the bar. Yeah, this continues for about 5 days. And yeah. And on the 6th day, Nagisa decides to go a bit deeper into the dungeon. She gets around to the 8th floor and really isn't having much trouble. So she does that for another 5 days, which is a total of 10. And as she's going in to turn her stones, Anna walks up behind her and says, "Oh, Nagisa, I found a familiar that's willing to take you in." And that's where we're ending it here, folks. Not really a cliffhanger, but you'll see why in a second. Just saying, I want to thank all of you for, enjoying the vids. I want to thank everybody who's still here right now. I want to thank everyone who... Oh, fuck, I don't know. I want to thank me for actually recording right now. Because, honestly, I really don't know why I'm recording. I could probably be asleep right now. But fuck it. Anyway, yeah. If you liked the video, leave a like. If you got some criticism for me, leave a comment. And if you think it's worth it, subscribe. Now, in the comments, I want y'all to leave a suggestion, I want y'all to leave a comment on which god do you think Nagisa should join. Hestia, Loki, Freya, Ishtar, Hermes. Just shoot them out there and I'll pick one. And if you don't comment, I'm gonna fucking spin a wheel of fortune. So, thanks for watching. You guys are the Legion. I am the dual-wielding demon. We are ASMA. See you later.